Hey guys, what's going on? We are going to react to a joint statement from Poker OK and the GGPoker network. And the reason we're doing this is because my line of business is affected by some of what they're talking about. Most of what they're talking about has nothing to do with my business or the people that I work with. And I would deliberately stamp out and remove or fire or drop anyone who was found doing any of the things, even one of the things that they're talking about. But nonetheless, the last part of what they're talking about seems to sort of implicate someone like myself. So I'm going to just kind of address what's going on here. Full disclosure, it's I have read through this. I haven't talked with anyone. This is the first time I'm talking about it with anybody. It's a bit frustrating from my side. So if that frustration comes through, then I apologize. So let's go. Okay, so this is the actual joint statement itself. Okay, so the joint statement says the activities of stables that systematically violate the rules of the platform. So first of all, let's identify what a stable is. A stable is a collection of staking arrangements. So to understand what a stable is, you have to first understand what a staking arrangement is. Okay, so a staking arrangement arises when a player with a skill set, so typically someone who is regarded as a winning player in no limit hold'em, needs money because he runs out, and someone else puts up the money. So somebody else puts up the money and the player plays. If the player is successful, they split the proceeds, the profits, 50-50. Okay? Typically that's the split. If the player is unsuccessful, then the backer, the financier, he provides more capital. And in this way, the backer is providing a bottomless line of credit to the player. And it turns out that most players can gamble money far faster than a backer can make it. So if the backer is making poor estimations of his horse's skill sets, he'll go broke. So that's sort of the nature of the arrangement. Player is playing poker, trying to win. Backer is providing money. If the player is successful, they make a bunch, they split the money 50-50. If the player is unsuccessful, it's the backer that holds the bag. The backer is losing all of the money. Now that's what a stable is. The activities of stables that systematically violate the rules of the platform. So now we're going to talk about what rules of the platform they're talking about. Okay. So they're talking about team play, soft play, ghosting, collusion, bum hunting, multi-accounting, collective collection of statistics, notes, and mining. And they're saying this must be stopped. Okay. First of all, I'm in agreement. For the most part, this is just straight up cheating. So it doesn't matter if it's a stable or if it's an individual. This is just cheating. Like this is the activities of, the word they're using here, right? This word here, the activities of stables, right? This could just as easily say the activities of individuals that systematically violate the rules of the platform, including team play, soft play, ghosting, collusion, bum hunting, multi-accounting, collective statistics, notes, and mining must be stopped. Nobody's really going to argue with that. Okay, so but let's just understand what this is, right? So and why maybe staking groups would be particularly prone to an abuse here. Okay, so team play, soft play, and collusion. I basically put those three together here. What are team play, soft play, and collusion? Well, team play, my understanding of team play and collusion is basically the same. I don't really understand what the difference is. But team play and collusion would be like if I have an ace-high board with 3 diamonds on it, and I folded the ace of diamonds before the flop, and I communicate that to my friend who's also playing on the same table that, hey man, I folded the ace of diamonds. So your opponent doesn't have an ace-high flush. So if the board 3 flushes or 4 flushes, he can push all of his chips into the middle knowing his opponent can't have an ace-high flush. He can make value bets that he might find difficult with the king of diamonds because he knows his opponent doesn't have the ace of diamonds. Basically, you get to leverage blocker information in ways that other people can't because you have what should be private information, but it's been made public to you. So that's team play, that's collusion, and soft play is a version of that because it's still the sharing of hole cards, right? Soft play is like if I have pocket kings and my buddy has pocket aces and we're on the bubble and we just limp in and like check it down, right? So that he makes sure that I don't go broke so that we both get to cash. That's also cheating. All of those three are like blatant cheating and no one is going to take the other side of those, okay? In my opinion, if you do, you don't really understand our community very well because that's cheating. The next ones that I regard as definitely a form of cheating that is very prone to abuse by staking groups is ghosting. So ghosting is when you have a skill disparity between 2 players. So there's a player playing a tournament and then he gets ghosted by a player who's much better than he is when the tournament becomes more financially consequential. So for example, player starts a $1 tournament with 10,000 people in it and then makes the final table, okay? If you have a player with a very high level skill set, he's not gonna start playing the tournament from the beginning, but if that player makes the final table, all of a sudden there's a lot of money at stake. And it might make financial sense for the stronger player to take over for the weaker player. We call that behavior ghosting. Staking groups are particularly prone to abuse that because in most staking arrangements, you have a player that's providing the capital who has a very high level skill set, and you have a player that's accepting the capital who typically or most frequently has a lower level skill set. because of that disparity in skill set, ghosting is very prone to arise. I regard it as cheating. I don't believe people should do it. And to the extent that poker rooms can stamp it out and eliminate it, totally wholeheartedly support it. Anyone in my staking groups found doing any of these things, team playing, soft playing, ghosting, collusion, bum hunting, multi-accounting, whatever, that's all cheating. I have a firm stance on this. So should the poker rooms, and like that's fine. Then you go to bum hunting, where my staking groups are exclusively tournament focused. We do not stake for cash games, so we don't participate in like bum hunting environments. I don't stake for heads up. So again, I'm not really involved in any or implicated in any way with regards bum hunting. It's just not even possible really in tournaments. Not really. But let's talk about what bum hunting is just to be thorough. So bum hunting is when a player who's really good plays against a player on purpose who's really bad and tries to avoid players that are pretty good, so that he's just playing players that are pretty bad so that he can take their money. That's sort of how poker works overall. Again, my opinion is not going to be popular here because, it is what it is. People are going to get their little snowflakes upset. But bum hunting, so let's say you're a poker player and you've gotten pretty good and you can beat, you have a pretty good skill set for playing $10 games, but let's say you have a good job and you're trying to just play in games where you're comfortable, where you can compete at a reasonable level with your opponents. That's a form of bum hunting, whether you like it or not, because what you're doing is you're making sure you don't compete against people that are super good where you're going to get killed. So that's bum hunting. You're playing against lower level competition on purpose. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't be taken too far and abused. It can be. And I'm not saying that those forms of abuse shouldn't be curbed by poker sites. They can do whatever they want. But that's not cheating. Someone who's good at something, playing against someone who's bad at something, is not cheating. It's just is what it is. I mean, it's just out competing someone, in my opinion. I don't play any formats that involve bum hunting. I don't bum hunt. I don't have any horses to bum hunt. I'm not involved in bum hunting. But it's just not cheating. It's something else. I'm not saying it's a great behavior to have, but it's not cheating. So you've got they're kind of like grouping all of these things together as though they're the same when they're not. So that's my first issue with this. This is like a bunch of things that they don't like, which is fair, and they're all grouped together as though they're all the same thing, which they're not. Okay, bum hunting is not cheating. These first four things, team play, soft play, ghosting, and collusion, are cheating. This is not cheating. Multi-accounting is when someone with a really high level skill set plays on his sister's account. That's what people regard as multi-accounting, like for example. So you take like a really high level pro and then he plays and everyone knows who he is and how he plays, and then he plays on an account where no one knows who he is, and then he knows how everyone else plays, and he can abuse that information disparity. That's what the goal is. Our community regards this as cheating. I also regard it as cheating, but I don't care when people do it, which is like sort of weird to say. Basically, it's cheating. You shouldn't do it. You should just play on your own fucking screen name. You should play on your own account, and you shouldn't multi-account. Sure, I agree. Multi-accounting is cheating. Fine, I agree. What are the consequences of someone doing it? How much money are they going to make multi-accounting? In my opinion, not that much. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's very economically lucrative. So I don't think it's like a widespread abuse. It has nothing to do with staking. In fact, it's actually contra to staking or being in a staking group because it would complicate the actual accounting, because it's called multi-accounting here. It would complicate the actual accounting, the records of what's happening so much, right, to have one guy playing on all these different accounts and you to pay for it, and you have to keep track of all these different screen names that he's playing on the same site. That's not what a staking group does. A staking group has nothing to do with multi-accounting. Staking groups would discourage multi-accounting for sure. For sure. There's no way to run a professional staking group and encourage multi-accounting. It's ridiculous, okay? Ghosting is an abuse that staking groups are particularly prone to. Again, it's a disgusting behavior. It should be discouraged. But the people that provide capital, that do staking, there is a very strong temptation to ghost or cheat this way. It's a difficult thing to curb. I'm wholeheartedly against it. Again, we don't do it, but it's definitely the one that like makes the most sense from like a staking group's perspective. Like if you said how is staking doing any of these things? I would say that ghosting is the one that staking groups have where it's most tempting and like most practical. Team play, soft play, collusion, like you're going to get every single guy on a table. Like staking groups aren't organizing this. You might have two guys that are friends that cheat, but that's just two guys that are friends that cheat. It's not going to be organized by a staking group. I've never heard of it, at least personally. And I've been in this industry for a while. I've never heard of staking groups, even nefarious ones, that organize team play, soft play, collusion, bum hunting. This is not what staking groups do. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but it's not what staking groups do. So again, that's team play, soft play, collusion, bum hunting, multi-accounting. None of that's associated with staking groups, in my opinion. Ghosting is heavily attributed to staking groups and is an abuse that staking groups are frequently guilty of, and it sucks that my peers do it. But we, again, just to be clear, we don't. The collective collection of statistics. This is frequently called MDA, mass database analysis. And it's when you get a bunch of hands, you play and you put them all together, and then you have a bunch of people exploiting those tendencies that arise from that metagame or that collection of statistics that are in that database to beat the metagame in ways that they would not be able to otherwise. So they're basically getting the exploits, like they're getting massive amounts of hands, pooling them together into one place, and then trying to identify exploits within those massive samples that they can use. Stables sound like they could do this very easily, and they can, okay? Here's the thing, though. There are third-party sellers, you can call them retailers if you want, third-party retailers that sell data mined hands. And my understanding, I don't buy them, but my understanding is they're not very expensive, okay? Now, just so you know, I don't do this either. I don't do any of these forms of cheating. If you want evidence of how I teach no limit, you can go to my YouTube channel. You can go to the BBZ seminars on bbzpoker.com. I do lots of seminars there. I teach a GTO-based strategy that doesn't have much to do with MDA exploitation at all. And a part of the reason for that is because over time, metagames converge on equilibrium. They converge on GTO. And I don't have much interest in learning like how to massively exploit like a metagame today or tomorrow. Like I just want to learn how the game works. It's what's interesting to me. So I don't teach the game that way, and my teams don't do MDA. But staking groups, while they appear to be in a situation where they can abuse that, the abuse is probably economically valued at less than $500. And not in the sense that that's how much money gets lost when someone abuses that type of information, but in the sense that that information can be obtained by an individual or group of individuals for like $500, okay? So I don't know the exact price, but I don't think it's going to cost like tens of thousands of dollars to buy a bunch of data mined hands, okay? There are people that sell them, and I don't think that they cost much money when they sell them. It's probably like 1 million hands for $100 or less, something like that. So the staking group is only in a position to eliminate that cost. That's the advantage of the staking group. They can eliminate the cost because they can generate the hands on their own. They don't have to pay that $100 fee to a data mining service. It's $100, like whatever that fee is, it's modest. So like on the one hand, staking groups could definitely abuse this collective collection of statistics, but I don't think they're in a unique position relative to the individual that goes beyond like a few $100. Just my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't actually know what those hands cost, but that's my assumption. My understanding is that the collective hands that a stable generates, if you were to buy them from a third party, would probably cost you less than like $500. So it's not some like massive edge that staking groups have on their own. Okay, notes and mining, that's just more of the same. So we've kind of dealt with these different forms of cheating. Again, they say the activities of stables. This is not the activities of stables. This is just poker. Like this is like people cheat, and these are all of the different ways that people cheat got listed, and then they got attributed to stables, which is bullshit. So these must be stopped. Blah 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 blah. These ways of cheating must be stopped. Otherwise, according to the agreement on ecology and safety, updated on April 8th, bankrolls, players, stables will be confiscated. I don't even know. I don't know if this is translated very well. Presumably, they're just saying like, if you do any of this shit, we're going to steal your money. Okay. I mean, like if you're cheating, we're going to take your money. Fine. I personally regard like things like bum hunting as not really cheating. And I think that if you find out that someone's bum hunting and then you take all the money in his fucking account away from him, I view your crime as far as taking his money as much more egregious than him playing against a player that he knows he can beat. But, you know, they're going to be themselves, I guess. And if they want to steal someone's money, they'll steal someone's money. We accept as true that poker is an individual game. So does everyone else, as far as I understand it. So this is just nothing statement. And such activities of stables, these are not the activities of stables, just to be clear. And such activities, period, imply the promotion of an attitude towards poker as a collective game. It's just cheating. Like, these are not the activities of stables. This is just cheating. That's all this is, which is contrary to the entire positioning of the GGPoker network. That's just saying that the GGPoker network is against cheating. Sure, me too. Backing of players in tournaments should only take place using the functionality of the Poker OK client on the GGPoker network. Fuck you. I can back someone however I want. If I want to send him a wire and then he goes and plays for a while, I'll send him a wire. Like if I send some guy a wire, that's my prerogative. I can send someone a wire if I want to. What are you talking about, right? This is maybe a part of coming from a Western country, or like, you know, I don't know. I don't like really appreciate this form of communication very often. Like someone's basically telling me what to do, and they can get bent as far as I'm concerned. Backing of players in tournaments should only take place using the functionality of the Poker OK client on the GGPoker network. In order to expand the functionality of backing in the next 2 months, we will implement a function that allows you to see a player's backers. So that's just like they're trying to make their backing solution more competitive. I'm fine with it. If I get outcompeted, I'm fine with it. It's capitalism. We agreed to the terms of capitalism. If you outcompete me, I lose. You make money, I lose my money. I'm fine with that. I don't care. But I just don't like being told what to do. So not a fan of the first statement, but whatever. Stables should not publicly advertise player backing. Fuck you. Stables should not publicly advertise player backing because you say so. I can't publicly market like that we stake people. I can't tell people what I do because you say so. Go fuck yourself. Backing should be a private arrangement and not a marketing tool to attract more players to stables. Backing's not a marketing tool. A marketing tool is like Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. Those are marketing tools. Backing is a financial arrangement that someone uses to try to make money. It's not a marketing tool to attract more players to stables. No, you use the marketing tools to attract people to stables so that you can make money backing them. It shouldn't be a marketing tool. I mean, if someone's using backing as a marketing tool, like, I don't know, cool story. Any stable that violates these rules is prohibited from doing business on our networks. Fine. We'll stop doing business on your networks, right? I'll talk to my guys and we'll pull the money from your networks. No problem. But am I violating your rules if I advertise that I do this? Like, am I violating your rules if I advertise that I stake people? Or am I violating your rules if I do this up here? Because this up here is cheating, and I don't do this. And I don't think anybody should do this. And anybody that's doing this is cheating. Whether they're an individual or a group of individuals, this behavior up here is cheating. Any stable that violates these rules is prohibited from doing business with us. Fine. So again, am I violating your rules if I advertise staking, or am I violating your rules if I do this shit up here? It's not very clear to me, but whatever. And so, maybe we'll stop doing business with GG, which is fine. Like, I don't think they care at all. I mean, they're trying to get me not to do business with GG, which is okay. Like, presumably I'll pull all of my funding off of GGPoker and we'll take our poker playing elsewhere. There are worse things in life than that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's like mostly my reaction. Like, it seems like I'm trying to be like, it feels like they're trying to tell people what to do, and part of that doesn't sit well with me. But as far as cheating goes, cheating's cheating. Like, we should all be against cheating. We should all try to enforce actions that we think discourage cheating. But saying that this part I take a really big issue with, right? You stables should not publicly advertise staking. What are you talking about? Backing should be a private arrangement. What are you talking about? Yeah, like, I don't see how you dictate this to me in any kind of capacity. But again, like, as far as not doing business with them, like, that's easy. I mean, like, we just stop. So this is my reaction to this. Sort of shitty, but like, I'll be honest, I don't care that much. Like, I don't care if my players don't play on GGPoker. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. But I don't like anybody telling me what to do. I don't care who they are. So yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.